Candice,
Yes.
I'm struggling.
Why?
Because I got to drink this water. I told my wife that I was going to drink more water this year.
You told all of us.
That was the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life. This is disgusting. I'm serious.
It's delicious.
It's painful for me. Like, watch this. Now, that was tough for me. Now, look how much I drank.
Well, you know you can't drink too much all at once.
It takes me 4 years to drink this one bottle. I'll be dead, but I'll be happy. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back into the Intentional Sports Experience. I'm your host, Jon the Voice. So glad to see you. You look good and smell good. All right, let's get into it. We got a big show today. Of course, it is the NFL playoffs. The season has come and gone, 17 weeks, and we have some teams that have some unfinished business, and I want to jump into the wild card weekend. So let's have some fun doing that. Our first matchup, we have the Las Vegas Raiders going up against the AFC North winners, the Cincinnati Bengals. When looking at this defense for the Raiders, they have a top 10 defense when it comes to passing. And I think it's going to be really difficult for Joe Burrow, despite his weapons, and T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, to be able to make those passes that he wants to make. Again, Joe Burrow, he has a propensity to turning that ball over. He has 14 interceptions on the season. And between Max Crosby and Yannick Ngakoue, the Maryland product, they have 18 sacks together. In the contrast, look at that Cincinnati O-line. They have given up 51 sacks. 51 sacks to Joe Burrow. Of course, that leads the NFL. So if I have to choose, give me the Raiders over the Cincinnati Bengals. The Patriots are going up against the Buffalo Bills. Again, they are division rivals. They go up against each other, and they actually will be facing each other for the third time in 7 weeks. Allen and the Bills have won one of those matchups, but in the last 2 games, he has 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. And in those games, he faced the Atlanta Falcons and the New York Jets. 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. So he's not going into the playoffs hot. And again, you're going up against Bill Belichick. And I don't care what you say about Bill Belichick. He's one of the most polished, most successful coaches that we have in the NFL. It's hard for me to go against that. And also that 4th ranked defense, according to PFF. I'm going to go the New England Patriots to be able to upset and beat the Buffalo Bills. Let's go over to the NFC. We have the Buccaneers going up against Philadelphia Eagles. And I think this may be a little bit closer than people might give it credit for. But the Eagles will have to run the ball, which they've done pretty successfully this year. The issue, unfortunately, is that the Buccaneers, they sport the 3rd ranked defense overall, and they stop that run like nobody else. That's going to be really tough for them to do. Even though the Eagles have ran the ball 550 times this year, it's only 1 time less than the leader, which is the Titans, who ran it for 551 times. The issue is you're going up against Tom Brady. Tom Brady has won 34 playoff games. 34 times. He leads the NFL by far in the most playoff wins by a quarterback. And the issue is that in the wild card, he's only lost twice, and once in 2019 and again 2009. So if you're looking for Tom Brady to all of a sudden not be Tom Brady and lose in the playoffs, I don't think it's going to happen against the Philadelphia Eagles. Give me the Buccaneers to win this game. San Francisco going up against the Dallas Cowboys, who surprisingly had a great season. They look like a team on a mission, but here's the thing that I love most about the 49ers. They have an amazing combo on offense of Elijah Mitchell, George Kittle, and Deebo Samuel. I don't believe the Dallas defense that ranks 21st overall in passing yards will be able to slow them down. In contrast, the Niners, they rank 3rd in total defense this season. It's just going to be really tough for the Cowboys to be able to make the proper drives to be able to score on this defense and keep up with an offense that sports George Kittle and Deebo Samuel. I like the 49ers with a slight upset over the Cowboys. Talking about upsets, this one won't happen. Chiefs versus the Steelers. I think this is pretty obvious that the Chiefs should win this game. If the Steelers win against the Chiefs this weekend, I think it probably will be the biggest upset in modern playoff history in the NFL. The Chiefs have been hot, and I think that's an understatement. When you look at this team, they started 3-4, and I know I'm not the only one who counted them out when they started the season. But since those first 7 games, they have finished the season 9-1. And in the last 5 games, they have averaged over 35.4 points a game. They are hot and on fire. On the contrary, the Steelers' passing has been pretty atrocious. We know that Big Ben, though a Hall of Famer in the future, is a shell of himself at this point of his career. He's not the same guy. And the only thing that he's pushing is almost 40 years old because he's not pushing the ball down the field. This is going to be almost a mockery. I think it's going to be bad for the Steelers. And they're one of the only teams in the playoffs that have a negative scoring margin. What does that mean? That means that they give up more points than they score themselves. That's not going to be able to suffice against the Kansas City Chiefs. Big Ben can't do it, and unfortunately, Najee Harris by himself, without the experience, will be able to hold any water against the Kansas City Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs in a rout. And the last game for the wild card matchup, and again, this is going to be on Monday. So we're going to get a lot of football on Saturday and Sunday, and then we even get to start our week off with the Rams versus the Cardinals. I'm really intrigued with this matchup, and I think it could be a toss-up. When you think about the Rams, you cannot bring up the Rams without bringing up Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp undoubtedly has been the best receiver this year. He has 1,947 yards and 16 touchdowns to go along with 145 receptions. That's going to be a lot for the Cardinals to handle. And then you look at the Cardinals, I have to tip my hat. Intentional Sports, there you go. You like that hat? All right, yeah, I like it too. Kyler Murray, though, got to tip my hat because he's been really good this year. Pretty good this year. He's completed 69% of his passes, and his blazing speed, I think, is a weapon that most defenses don't want to see. The issue, though, is that the Cardinals have lost 4 of their last 5 games, and they clearly missed their number 1 target in DeAndre Hopkins. So even though I think they're a great road team, when you look at the stats, they score over 29 points a game on the road, which is the 3rd highest in the NFL. My issue, unfortunately, is I don't think they'll have enough weapons to be able to keep up with this offense of the Rams. Their number 1 receiver right now, Christian Kirk, has under 1,000 receiving yards. And unfortunately, they don't have enough running. Even though James Conner has been a touchdown machine, I don't think he'll be enough to put any fear in the defense of the Rams, especially with Aaron Donald manning that defensive front. So give me the Rams over the Cardinals. You agree with my picks? You disagree? Let us know in the comments below. As always, please follow me on Instagram at Jon the Voice. Again, follow us on YouTube as well on our Intentional Sports page. And as always, whatever you do, do it with intention.